power ranking.
Yeah.
by a lot.
Or they're just jumping straight into it right there on Fountain of Dreams. This stage, I mean, this matchup is so alien to me. I don't know really what to say about it.
Yeah, I think it's underexplored. Like, we even saw that at Summit earlier. Was it this year? Yeah, I think it was this year, where Amsa took out the #1 player in the world in Hungrybox. And, you know, who could have seen that one coming?
Yeah,
so
right at the Summit, Amsa, if I remember Amsa, I don't know the pronunciation for it. I've heard the sort of explanation, but I don't remember it. Amsa actually, he played it really slow. Something that I'm not really seeing right here. nebbii seems to be deciding to take a faster route. Oh, nice edge cancel right there.
Shield grab. But yeah, I would also imagine that whatever the matchup spread is, and I don't know if it is in Puff or Yoshi's favor, because like who knows this matchup, right? But whatever it is, I would say it's probably better in PAL, just because Yoshi is buffed in PAL in almost every way except for the down air, which makes a big difference for the home run contest, but not so much for anything else. Where his smash attacks are better, he's heavier, you know, like it just seems like whatever the matchup is, it would be worse for Puff in this version.
Yeah, and as you can see, just a few seconds ago, nebbii decided to take to the ledge and just sort of throw eggs at Poppmaister, just asking for some space. And you know, once he gets it, once he gets comfortable, he feels that he has enough space, he just sort of goes back onto stage. I think Amsa goes a little bit further, and he waits until he sort of hits an egg, or he just gets more space. Like Amsa wants more out of the ledge game than it seems like nebbii goes for.
Yeah. Oh, catches the roll in. Just heard one of the Swedes in the crowd go, "Come igen, Pop," which is completely new to me since he just changed his name to this. So now I guess he's Pop. That's for short. All right. A little bit of shield pressure with jabs here from nebbii.
I was a bit surprised that he went for the down tilt instead of just trying to go for some sort of pair thing. That's what I would have expected. And we see here now that Pop goes to the ledge. nebbii is throwing his eggs towards him. He's just using these eggs whenever he can to just sort of put a lot more pressure on Pop. Yeah.
It's hard with these name changes. I just gotten used to nebbii. I'm just happy I haven't called him Avalancer yet.
Yeah. I'm also happy I haven't called him Avalancer. I think from some players, nebbii is always going to be Avalancer in their heart, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. Same with PPMD. You still hear the old version of his nickname too.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Up smash through the platform. Let's see what nebbii can do here. Didn't really get much out of it at all. I guess that is how Yoshi probably has to play this matchup. I don't see how he can get like big juicy combos on Puff as much as just, you know, like solid hits like this and get a lot of value out of crouch cancels and the armor into aerials.
Yeah, I think that Yoshi probably gets way more out of sort of horizontal movement. Just getting these tech chases, maybe like a nair into a nair on lower percents, nair upper, or whatever you may get. And then you see him sort of use back airs to sort of rack up the percents. It's definitely a grind for both.
Will you mute your mic, Leva? Wow. Big combo by Poppmaister here.
You know, if nebbii goes for another one of those risky down Bs, maybe Poppmaister can recognize it and go for a rest, as he had the chance to right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh. Great match right there. Poppmaister popping off.
Wow. Yeah, you see the Swedes in the crowd too. Jerk with a big pop-off on his behalf.
Yeah, just a decent crowd right here.
It looks like such a difficult matchup for poor Yoshi. I still don't understand how Amsa did it. It looks so difficult.
I think you just have to sort of keep a mind that you're a tank. Even though you're not a tank, you just have to sort of tell yourself that you are. It's just so you realize that if you get hard punished, you just sort of have to be like, yeah, I'm going to get hard punished because you're playing Yoshi.
Yeah.
And you just need to sort of get the hits when it counts, and you need to get like maybe up smashes, up airs, forward smashes, whatever. You just need to sort of try to avoid, just avoid getting hit and getting as many hits as possible.
Yeah. The thing that, you know, worries me a little on nebbie's behalf is that are there good Dutch puffs?
I don't know. The closest thing that I know to Dutch puff is, you know, Tech, but he's in France.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have Prince in Germany, but I'm trying to think for the Netherlands what puff players they have. Like how much practice does nebbie get in this matchup?
Oh wow, yeah.
The Netherlands to me has always been like high tier, the country of high tiers. You know, like Sheiks, Foxes, and Falcos. Maybe a Peach here and there, but that's about it. You know. Yo. So it's 1-0 for Poppmaister. Oh, mutant score. Yeah. Gonna need a walkthrough on all this commentary equipment. So, yeah. Avalancer, or I did it. I swore I wouldn't do it, and I did it. nebbii, down here in game 2 as well, which is quite surprising, but seems to be keeping his calm. Saw him put his headphones in between the game. Probably didn't like the ruckus from the Swedish crowd, so probably wants to, you know, just go into his zen place and try to beat this puff. But it's looking rough for him here as he's taking a lot of damage. Makes it back to the stage though, but Poppmaister's doing a really good job of parrying the eggs with his aerials. Yeah,
definitely. I think that something that, I mean, I see a sort of matchup inexperience within Poppmaister, but it doesn't seem to matter because of the sort of tier difference in the characters and also just kind of how the matchup works. I also see, like, I mean, Amsa obviously is getting more mileage out of his sort of playstyle in this matchup. I think that nebbii should maybe look into kind of how Amsa does it and sort of copy his style.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, when there is only one other like really high level Yoshi out there, you're definitely yeah, you should definitely, you know, look at what the other guy is doing and take that and learn from it as well. But I'm sure nebbii has done that.
Yeah.
You know, nebbii, you don't get this good this quickly without doing a lot of homework, you know, and doing a lot of time in the lab. And I'm sure nebbii has done that. And whatever specific things that's making him struggle here against Poppmaister, I'm sure, you know, he's the kind of player who would go home after the tournament, whether or not he wins this set, and figure it out and come back better prepared next time, you know.
Yeah, you know, yeah, nebbie's just, it seems...
Ooh, that was very unfortunate. He was at 200% though, so I respect going for that, but, you know, it's always sucks when you go for an edge card and you end up dying.
Yeah. nebbie's sort of the player with, he has a, when I talked to him, he seemed really nice, and that sort of, well, I think, was that a read on the roller, sort of just a reaction, putting pressure on him, getting that down smash? Yeah,
and I feel like it's not a read in like the player sense, but it's just like, you know, as a Yoshi, you've been in that situation with the corner pressure so many times, and you know that that down smash is going to work out very often, and Puff's roll is pretty short, so even if she were to roll in, maybe the backside of the down smash will still hit, you know, so I'm sure... more so than a read is like one of those 2 out of 3 situations you were talking about earlier with Captain Falcon.
Yeah. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
69%, he just falls to his death, and that's the problem with Yoshi having to leverage his recovery options in neutral. It's just such a, you know, even if you win 7 out of 10 times, those 3 times you're going to end up in a world of pain just because you don't have any means of actually recovering afterwards if it doesn't work out.
Oh, yeah, that is, like, with Yoshi, it's kind of, I don't really, I mean, I don't really know how back air works against the parry. I haven't seen him use it, so I'm guessing he knows that it just doesn't really work. It breaks parry. I saw it break parry when it was at 205%, but, you know, it sort of, I think it varies. One thing that I have noticed, nebbii just doesn't get, he gets these back airs that set up nice for an up air, but he gets one hit too much, or he just sort of gets the wrong timing with the landing, and he doesn't get the upper because of it, which is, you know, wow, nice call up with that up smash right there. It's sort of unfortunate to see him, you know, not get these follow-ups where you would maybe expect a player of his caliber to get them. Wow, wow, great
Big combo hit. Oh, and he could have kept it going with that egg. Can he do it? He gets him off the top. What a comeback. Wow, nebbii.
That was amazing. That was incredible.
Wow. And that's definitely a hit to Poppmaister's confidence. Like, how can it not be? He had a juicy one-stock lead there. Just needed like a couple more hits on nebbii, and then all of a sudden, he's in a world of trouble getting up-aired off the top on his final stock.
Yeah, you saw this kind of juxtaposition in their body language immediately after, how nebbii was just sort of smiling from ear to ear, and how Poppmaister was sort of down inside of his in his lap, just sort of thinking, you know, wondering where he went wrong.
Yeah. How did this happen to me? I was in full control.
I had it all. It was my game to lose.
Yes. 2-0 over number 10 in Europe. It was there within my grasp. All right, we head to game 3, and you see Poppmaister definitely maybe a little ticked off about how that went, since he went back to the stage he just lost on.
Yeah, I mean, this stage, I don't really know. I mean, just about every stage in this matchup is sort of like in Puff's favor, sort of, except for maybe Yoshi's, where Yoshi can just sort of reach everywhere with his eggs.
But I would imagine that a bigger stage would be better for Puff, so I don't know why he went here, you know. Like, maybe he doesn't want to go to Pokemon because the up air will kill you too quickly off the top, but like Dreamland or FD has to be good against Yoshi, you know. Like,
yeah, FD definitely. I think nebbii might have banned FD. I mean, it seems so bad for Yoshi in this matchup.
In a lot of matches, but especially in this one. Like, you know, you see how much value he gets from being able to position himself on the platforms. Oh, just avoids that rest.
Tries for the rest punish on the down B. Doesn't get it. It's, you know, it doesn't have as much lag as you might think.
No, and also the little stars that come out make it difficult. You can't just run up and rest it. You kind of have to come from the air. So it makes it extra tricky. Yeah,
it makes it extra harder to just get that right spacing, since you don't get that help with sort of running into the ECB and getting help that way.
Oh, nebbie's making these up smashes work for him.
I think those sort of stray forward smashes, you know, wow.
I love seeing Yoshi move his, and it's all a trap. Poppmaister, he's not doing it for style. It's a trap.
It's just the top platform is really good against Puff. As Yoshi, I would say, you know, you can just sort of come down with a back air on top of that. Wow, nice force smash. You can come down with the back air onto the side platform, just get that single hit, which it did, and get the up air afterwards, which at this percent would probably kill. I'm not sure like what percent that follow up exists, but it's always setting up for at least sharking with an up air. Wow, it's really cool to see these two like very good players. Sort of just spacing around each other. This is definitely wow. And there you go, the rest punish on the down B. Yeah,
and now this is looking just like game 2. So nebbii was able to pull it back in game 2, but you know, you can't expect to do that every time. This is looking quite bleak, but starting to put in some work here now. Let's see if he's able to get rid of Poppmaister's third stock without taking too much damage.
He might get some sort of Eye of the Tiger stuff, you know, he's like, oh, I'm about to lose, I can't lose, and then he just sort of does a cool comeback, which, you know, it sounds really like anime weebish, but it's something that, you know, I've seen happen. I've, you know, experienced it myself. And it's definitely like something that you see happen to with top players.
Yeah.
So they just sort of realize that they are close to losing, and then they just sort of turn it up a lot.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think it's even like anime weebish. I feel like the comeback story is, you know, one of the most like human narratives there are. You know, like in sports, you love to hear the story of a comeback. The Rocky movie is entirely about, you know, making a comeback and, you know, go in the distance. So
yeah.
Like everyone's always excited to see a comeback. Like, oh, he was down 2-0 in grand finals and brought it back, you know. That's the dream. But it's looking very difficult for nebbii here. Poppmaister is just playing solid, playing on his fundamentals, adding damage. And nebbii is unable to just find that big opening that he needs.
I mean, nebbii just... I think that he's sort of spacing himself a bit too risky in these sort of situations. Like right there, he was on the ground, he went for a grounded move. I would have I mean, if I can't really say I would have went for this, but
that's
wow,
it.
Yeah.
Poppmaister takes it 2-1 over one of the big favorites here at the tournament.
I can feel Terra stomping through the floors. This really hype Swedish crowd.
Yeah, the Swedes are going nuts for their boy Poppmaister here, and the new name definitely working out for him here, as he takes probably the biggest upset of the day, I would say. And it wasn't a matter of nebbii playing